I know it. You said in your article it effectively prepares Taiwan to be used as the spear tip and trigger of a multinational war offensive against China. So that goes back to the killing chain. So just name the countries that are part of this killing chain.
Yeah. Essentially, they're Japan. Japan has one of the most powerful navies on the planet. It's essentially gutted its peace constitution. So it's prepared for war and it's prepared to go to war on the Korean Peninsula or over Taiwan or in the East China Sea or in the South China Sea. Has been the dream of the LDP and their unrepentant militarists since 1955 or since 1945. But they've essentially built themselves back into a military force that will be a subcontractor for US violence and aggression in the Pacific. And if you have any recollection of what Japan did to East Asia during World War II and before, then this is a thought that should, send terror through, everybody on the planet. So you have Japan. Soon it will have the third largest military budget on the planet. Okay, so that tells you how serious they are.
Mhm.
Um, they've also, and the Financial Times has recently pointed out that they've turned the golf courses on some of the islands into missile bases. And you know that the ruling elite are really serious about going to war when they turn their golf courses into, launching pads. The Japanese and the US, they love their golf courses, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So there's Japan and then there's Korea. And I've said this before, but Korea is very, very important because it is already halfway, it's kind of the doorstep or the bridgehead onto the Chinese continent, that area. And the US has operational control over South Korea's military. That is, it has complete and total control over their military, their material, their weapons, their bases, the moment they decide they want that. And that is 600,000 South Korean troops armed to the teeth, trained to a very, very high level, plus 3.1 million reserve troops. It's an extraordinary military force. It's the largest military manpower on the planet. And the US gets that for free, which is an extraordinary kind of moral hazard. So there's Japan, there's Korea, and the US, and put together they're called the JACUS alliance, or I call them the JACUS alliance, but it's a trilateral alliance. And then there's also JAFUS, that's Japan, Philippines, US alliance. Apparently, there's also JAWFUS now, that's Japan, Australia, Philippines, US alliance. Of course, we all know about AUKUS, that's Australia, UK, US alliance.
Mhm.
And then there's the Quad, which apparently hasn't been working so well because India was not coming along. And so they turned it into the Squad, which is Japan, Australia, US, UK. So they're constantly building out what they refer to as mini lateral alliances. And they want to stitch all of these mini lateral alliances together into a pan-Asian NATO so that they can wage total war across the entire island chain and across the entire Pacific. As I said, this is the third offset. They want a theater of war which is as expanded as possible in order to be able to do dispersed attacks and to nullify China's capacity to defend itself. So here you have very, very large coalition. Essentially, this is a multinational coalition kill chain that the US has stitched together.